Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to graph a quadratic function of the form f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, which is written in the general form. This is our function. F of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5, which is actually written in the general form, which is this one. So, most of the time, when you are asked to graph a quadratic function written in the general form, you have to transform it first into the vertex form or standard form before graphing the function. But, if you do not wish to change the function into the vertex form, you can still graph the function using the general form by just following few simple steps in order for you to easily graph the function. So, the first thing that we are going to do is to find the vertex. The first thing that we have to do is to find the x value of the vertex of the parabola, which is also equal to the equation of the axis of symmetry. So we have the formula x is equal to negative of b over 2a. So that's the first thing that we have to do. So in here, our x value of the vertex is, we have x is equal to negative of b over 2a. So that is the negative of, the value of our b is negative 6 divided by 2 times our a is positive 1. So it will give us negative 6, that becomes positive 6 over 2. So, it will give us 3. So, x is equal to 3. So, this is now the value of the x coordinate in the vertex. So, our vertex is at 3 and, okay, the y value of our vertex is still unknown. So what we are going to do here is to replace this value in the function and solve for y. So f of x, that is the second step that we are going to do. Find the y value of the vertex. So, f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. So, f of 3 is equal to 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 5. Then, f of 3 is equal to 3 squared is 9 minus 6 times 3 is 18 plus 5. So, f of 3 is equal to 9 minus 18, negative 9 plus 5, that is negative 4. So, negative 4, that is the y coordinate of our vertex, which is at negative 4. So, we have completed our vertex now, that is at the point which is 3 and negative 4. So, these are the coordinates of the points in our vertex. The third step is you are going to find the y-intercept. Find the y-intercept by letting x be equal to 0. So, how do we do that? From the given function, f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. Let x be equal to 0 to find the value of the y-intercept, meaning the point where the parabola crosses the y-axis. So, let x be equal to 0. So, f of 0 is equal to 0 squared minus 6 times 0 plus 5. So, we have f of 0 is equal to 0 minus 0 plus 5. So, f of 0 is equal to 5. 0 minus 0 plus 5 is equal to 5. This is actually y is equal to 5. So, that is now our y-intercept. Okay. So, y is at 5. So, we have our y-intercept. The next thing that we are going to do is find the x-intercepts. Find the x-intercepts. These are the points where the parabola passes through the x-axis. Okay. So, we have f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. So, let y be equal to 0. That is actually our y. This is our y. Y is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. Let y be equal to 0 to find the value of our x. Okay. So, 0 is equal to, let us solve or find the roots of the equation, which are the values of your x. So, you can either use here factoring, or if it is not possible for the equation to factor, then you can use the quadratic formula. Okay. But in this case, if we are going to examine x squared minus 6x plus 5, we can actually use factoring method in this equation. So, we can factor this function x squared. We can factor x squared, x times x. And let us, when we see the third term, which is positive 5, we can find factors of positive 5 that when we add, it will give us negative 6. So, the factors of negative 5 are negative 5 and negative 1. So, if we are going to multiply negative 5 times negative 1, that gives us positive 5. So, that means these are the factors. And if we are going to add negative 5 plus negative 1, it will give us negative 6. So, meaning these factors are correct. So, since the factors are correct, we can equate each factor with 0 and then solve for the value of your x. So, x is equal to transpose negative 5. That becomes positive 5. We have x is equal to positive 1. So, positive 5 and positive 1 are the x-intercepts of the given function. So, next, we can now graph the function. That's the last thing that we are going to do, is to graph. So, this is our Cartesian plane. We are going to graph the parabola now of the function f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. So, after getting the necessary points to plot the parabola, we have the vertex, we have the y-intercept, and we have the x-intercept. So, we just actually need these things in order to graph the function. So, we have the vertex, plot the vertex at 3 and negative 4. So, we have 3, positive 3, and negative 4. This is our vertex. And the opening of our parabola is upward since the value of our a in the function is positive 1. So our function is f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. You look at the value of our a, so that means our parabola opens upward. So this is the point where the parabola crosses the y-axis, and we have the x-intercepts, that is positive 1, and positive 5. So these are the points where the parabola pass through the x-axis. So the next thing that we are going to do is to connect the points. Connect the points and make sure that when you do your graph, find or you can see the symmetrical points of the other side of the graph to the other side. Okay. So we have here the symmetrical points. You know that this is our line of symmetry, which is at x is equal to positive 3. So since that is our line of symmetry, we can actually now see the symmetrical points of the graph, points in the parabola. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So these are the symmetrical points. Symmetrical point of this one is this one. The symmetrical point of this point is that point. So we have now our parabola. So that is the graph of the function f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. So you just need to solve for these things in order to graph the given function written in the form f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, which is in the general form.
It's my life.